Hey guys, what's up? This is of Dragons and Men here with some old school pack openings. I'm the Squirrel64.
And I'm PUMACAT.
And today we're here on spring break. Decided that we wanted something to break up the monotony of video games and binge watching Netflix. So we're going to crack some old packs and do a Chaos Sealed event. So we went down to our local game store, one of them here in town, Game Masters, and he has a bunch of these old packs in the case. And we each picked out 4 random packs based on our own preferences or whatnot. And we're going to build seal pools from them. And before we start, I'd just like to give a shout out here. As you can see, my playmat, the packs are covering it now, comes from MTG headquarters. It's a gorgeous playmat designed by John Avon. I bought it through them. They don't support us. We're not affiliated with them in any way. We're not sponsored by them. But they're a channel that I've always personally really enjoyed. He has some great content. And if you like Magic Pack openings, old school openings, news, things like that, it's a great place to go. We're going to put the link down in the description below. Do me a favor, just go check him out, give him some love. He's currently working on a series where he opens one of every fat pack through history. There's a playlist there. Go check him out. Again, not sponsored, no affiliations, just a personal recommendation. If you enjoy our content, you're likely to enjoy his as well. So without procrastinating any further here, we're going to let PUMACAT introduce his first pack that he's going to be opening for you guys.
All right, what's up? So we're going to start here with this Prophecy pack first. Get some of these other packs out of the way. Have some ample room. All right, Prophecy was released in June of 2000, and it is the 3rd set in the Masks block. Some of the more expensive cards we're going to be looking out for here today include Avatar of Woe, Overburden, and Rhystic Study. Without further ado, let's begin. All right, we got Glittering Lion, Spike-Tail Drake, Foil, and for our rare, we have Squirrel Wrangler, which is a 2/2 for 4, 1 and a green, sacrifice a land, put 2 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens into play, and then for 1 and a green as well, sacrifice a land, all squirrels get +1/+1 till end of turn.
I didn't know that was a thing. That may become my new pet card.
And then for the rest of the commons, we have Gulf Squid, Troubled Healer, Ridgeline Rager, Soul Charmer, Calming Verse, Hazy Homunculus, Rethink, Inflame, Death Charmer, Thresher Beast, and Zarappa Minotaur. It's interesting. I forgot that the format for this had the uncommons and rare before the commons.
Yeah, I had forgotten that they changed up the formula on the packs, the way they were organized.
Threw me off there a little bit.
Oh well. Alrighty, so I'm gonna crack my first pack here. Ice Age. So Ice Age was released as the 6th Magic expansion in June of 1995. It's the first set in the Ice Age block, and some of the notable cards include the land cycle that has Adakar Waste, Brushland, Carpulson Forest, things like that. There's also Counterspell, Dance of the Dead, Jaculops, I can't really say that one, Martin Stormgald, Necropotence, Pox, Pyroblast, and Swords to Plowshares. So definitely some value, some old school packs. I haven't seen this in a long time. It just feels different in modern packs. And let's see. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I think they're different. I don't know. We'll see. So we have Circle of Protection green, Illusionary Wall, Storm Hands, some old school Magic art. I love the old Magic art. Balduvian Shaman, Shatter, Limb Duel's Cohort, Earthlore, Cooperation, Brown Oath, I think, Artisan's Aura. That is a gorgeous art. There you go. Sorry guys, trying to let them focus for you. Zurin Spellcaster. See if it'll focus. Maybe not. And then I think these are the uncommons. It's hard to tell some of the old packs. Dance of the Dead. That's one of our notables. Urza's Bauble. This card, man, I've got some great memories playing this card, even though it's not the greatest. Ice Flow. And Mesmeric Trainee. Trance, sorry guys, not trainee, trance. 2 and a blue, cumulative upkeep of 1. For a blue, you can discard a card from your hand in order to draw a card. Well, we definitely got Dance of the Dead. I think that was an uncommon. That's one of the notables in the set. So definitely a decent pull.
All right, moving right along. Our next pack we're going to open for you today is Shards of Alara. It was released October of 2008, and it's the first set in the Alara block. Some of the more notable cards are Ad Nauseam, Ajani Vengeant, Death Baron, Elspeth Knight Errant, Hellkite Overlord, Knight of the White Orchid, Master of Ethereum, Michaeloth, Ranger of Eos, Zarkin Vol, and Tezzeret the Seeker. So we've got quite a few walkers in here. See if we can maybe pull one of those. Let's begin.
I feel like the newer packs have made our hands weak. You can't get some of the old packs.
Yeah, these old school packs, they were... There we go. All right. We got Steelclad Serpent, Excommunicate, Agony Warp, Cathari Screecher, Sided Cast Sorcerer, Shore Snapper, Glaze Fiend, Vithian Stinger, Cloudheath Drake, Tidehollow Sculler, Infest, Puppet Conjurer, and Godsire. Ooh, we got a Mythic. 4, a red, 2 green, and a white. For an 8/8 beast with vigilance, tap it, put an 8/8 beast creature token into play that's red, green, and white. That's not bad. An island and a foil, Angel's Herald. 1 white for a 1/1 human cleric, 2 and a white. Tap it, sacrifice a green creature, a white creature, and a blue creature. Search your library for a card named Imperial Archangel and put it into play. Then shuffle your library. That was not a bad pack.
Alright, let's see. Let's set these in piles. So there's PUMACAT packs, and I'll do mine there. So we have Torment. Torment, it's also known as the Black Set, is the second set in the Odyssey block. Some of the notable cards in the set include Cabal Coffers, Cabal Ritual, Chainer's Edict, Grim Lavamancer, Icarid, Overmaster, and Parallel Evolution. So not as spicy as some of the potential pulls in the last pack, but definitely some legacy playables. Alright, start off here. We got Organ Grinder. That is an awesome old art. It's kind of creepy looking. See if I can get him to focus for you guys. Yeah, the camera's not cooperating, but Nantuko Calmer, Churning Eddy. Mesmeric Fiend. Partick Lancer. Spirit Flare. Unhinge. Gosh, I miss the old art from some of the older sets. Enslaved Dwarf. That's who we need back. Bring back the dwarves, Wizards. Come on. Obsessive Search. That's not bad. One for a blue draw card. Croson Restorer. Rancid Earth. Tarot's Vanguard. Tainted Peak. Ooh, a Cabal Coffers. That's a good pull. And then we've got a foil here, Shambling Swarm. It's a horror. It's kind of a cool art too. I love the old foils too. The borders are foiled, but the actual art isn't. Kind of makes them stand out. Definitely not a bad pack. We've gotten 2 of the Chase uncommons so far. Back-to-back packs on my part.
All right. That almost sounds like a challenge. So, for the next pack, we're going to be doing Shards of Moriden. It was released in October of 2010, the first set in the Shards of Moriden block. You know, this has always been a bit of a special set to me, because this is the set that was out when I first started playing Magic. I pulled quite a bit Shards of Moriden, and you know, I've just been hooked in the game ever since, so always had a soft spot for this. Some of the more notable cards in the set are Golem's Heart, Molten Tail Masticore, Mox Opal, Prototype Portal, Koth of the Hammer, Leonin Arbiter, Skitherix, the Blight Dragon, and Sword of Body and Mind. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright. Starts off with Ecor Claw Mur, Lumen Grid Drake, Plague Stinger, Moriok Replica, Scrap Diver Serpent, Tumble Magnet, love that card, Screeching Silcaw, Oxida Daredevil, Psychic Miasma, Razorfield Thresher, Flesh Allergy, Heavy Arbalist, Tangle Angler, bit of a tongue twister name there, and Mimic Vat. 3-drop artifact with imprint. Whenever a non-token creature is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may exile that card. If you do, return each card exiled with Mimic Vat to its owner's graveyard. Then for 3 mana, tap it, put a token on the battlefield that's a copy of the exiled card. It gains haste, exile it at the beginning of the next end step. And a mountain and a token. Definitely not the money rare we were hoping for, but I'll take it.
Alrighty. So next, we've got my pack of Dragon's Maze. This is one of my favorite limited formats. Even though I played the pre-release on my birthday, I was the only Boros player, and we got no victories because I had just an awful sealed pool. But Dragon's Maze is the 3rd set in the Return to Ravnica block, so it's relatively recent. Released in May of 2013. Some of the chase rares in this set include Blood Baron of Vizkopa, Deathbridge Chant, Legion's Initiative, Master of Cruelties, Royal Zarek, and Voice of Resurgence, which at the time of this video being shot is like $90. I've never pulled one, and I opened a ton of this set, so that's kind of what I'm hoping for, but obviously you take what you can get. Let's get that out of here. Alright, so our first card is a Rubblebelt Maka, Hired Torturer, Drown in Filth. Try to get this to focus for you guys. There we go. Mending Touch. Loved this card in Limited. Sunspire Gatekeepers. Maze Abomination. Maze Glider. Rakdos Cluestone. Cerulean Gatekeepers. Offer the Guilds. Our first uncommon is actually one of the split cards, Armed and Dangerous. See that right there. Next is Warped Physique, followed by Down and Dirty. Gotta love them Golgari. And our rare is a Pyrewild Shaman. 2 in a red, Blood Rush for 1 in a red. You can discard him. An attacking creature gets +3/+1 till end of turn. Whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, if Pyrewild Shaman is in your graveyard, you may pay 3. If you do, return Pyrewild Shaman to your hand. It's not a terrible card. Seems like it would be pretty good in Limited, but definitely not what we were looking for. Selesnya Guildgate. See if I can get it to focus again. No? Alright. And a tip card. Why Wizards doesn't just put tokens in every pack, I don't know. But we get those tip cards.
Alright. For my last pack, what will hopefully be the juiciest of them all, Modern Masters 2015 edition. It's a limited print run set that was released in May of 2015. There are quite a few chase cards in this set, including but not limited to the Almighty Goyf, Mox Opal, Vendilion Click, Fulminator Mage, Karn Liberated, Noble Hierarch, Spellskite, Dark Confidant, Cryptic Command, Eye of Ugin, Bitter Blossom, all 3 of the Eldrazi Titans, which would be Emrakul, Kozilek, and Ulamog, and many more. Unfortunately, I've opened anywhere between 10 to 15 of this, and my best pull hasn't been over $7, I believe. So let's see if we can maybe turn that around here.
I'll give you some of my luck. I've cracked like 2 cases and drafted
Well,
a dozen times with some of my buddies. So.
That just means you got no luck left. I don't want any of that.
Hey, I pulled 2 foil Goyfs out of 2 cases, so take what we can get.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Start off, we've got Sunlance, Rampant Growth, Stoic Rebuttal, Kami of Ancient Law, Sickle Ripper, Wings of Velis Veil, Thrive, always like that card, Blades of Velis Veil, Rusted Relic, Wayfarer's Bauble, Reassembling Skeleton, that's a good card, Pelica Worm, Glass Dust Hulk, excuse me, and Bitter Blossom.
That's some money.
There we go. 1 in a black, Tribal Enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and put a 1/1 Black Fairy Rogue creature token with flying onto the battlefield.
That's probably the most expensive card we've opened today.
Yeah, definitely the most expensive card I've opened in Modern Masters 2015. And for the foil, Thief of Hope. Not very expensive, but it looks pretty good as a foil. All right.
There you go. Some of the luck rubbed off. I am the guy who's, pulled all his goifs and has 3 foil Splinter Twins from drafts and crack packings, and then Wizards decided to ban it on me, but that's a whole nother video. So now here for my last pack, we've got Conspiracy. It was released in June of 2014. It's the first set that was focused mainly on multiplayer, specifically the draft format for multiplayer. I drafted a lot of this, and we're actually working on finishing up the Conspiracy Cube here so we can draft it all the time, because it's just a ton of fun. If you've never drafted Conspiracy and your LGS has some of the packs laying around, I would highly recommend it. Alrighty, so some of the notable pulls in this include Dak Faden, Expedition, Mirari's Wake, Scourge of the Throne, Council's Judgment, Reflecting Pool, and Marquise of the Black Rose. Alright, so the first card is let's get it to focus here for you guys. Maybe. Alright, is a Traveler's Cloak, Brago's Representative, Enclave Elite, Lizard Warrior, Orcish Cannonade, Copperhorn Scout, Grudge Keeper, Sakura Tribe Elder, Valor Made Real, Rousing of Souls. Our first uncommon is Mortify.
Some quality removal.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially in draft. Next is Glimmerpoint Stag. I love the art on this card. Our last uncommon is Flaring Flamekin. And our rare, unfortunately, is a Magister of Worth. It was also the promo that they gave out. See if I can get it to focus for you guys here. Okay, sorry, the camera's not the greatest. No? Alright. Well, Magister of Worth is for a white and a black for a flying 4/4 with Will of the Council. When Magister of Worth enters the battlefield, starting with you, each player votes for Grace or Condemnation. If Grace gets more votes, each player returns each creature card from his or her graveyard to the battlefield. If Condemnation gets more votes, or the vote is tied, destroy all creatures other than Magister of Worth. So it's either a Wrath on a Stick or a mass graveyard recursion card.
Great for limited.
Oh yeah, and it definitely throws a twist into the game when someone plays this. Our Conspiracy is a power play. At the start of the game, you start with a Conspiracy face up in the command zone. You are the starting player. If multiple players would be the starting player, one of those players is then chosen at random. And we've got an elephant token. So, not bad. Definitely, PUMACAT's Bitter Blossom is definitely the most notable pull. But it's always just kind of fun to crack old packs and see some of the history of where Magic's been as we look forward to the next set coming out and where we're going. But I think we're going to go build these sealed decks, play a couple games with some Ante. He's definitely got more to lose than I do. But thanks for joining in, guys. Joining us to crack some of these old school packs. Don't forget to like our video, subscribe so you can stay up to date with stuff as we continue to release new content. In the next week or so, we'll be beginning our new series where I open one of each dual deck ever released in Magic history. So that should be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys will join us for that. And don't forget, head over to MTG headquarters. Again, the link's down in the description below. Just check them out. He's got some great content. That Fat Pack series of Fat Packs Through History is awesome. If you're just looking for product breaks, he's got some real old school, like revised packs, and he's opened a few foil Mind Sculptors from World Wake. So go check him out. He releases some pretty good content, and he streams and stuff as well. Don't forget to check out our stream on Twitch.tv of Dragons and Men, same as our YouTube handle. Check us out there. We stream anything from Magic Online to random video games, D&D product openings, including Magic and D&D reviews, wide variety of things. So check us out over there. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys later.